Hey everybody, it's Sue here. So it is Memorial Day morning. I'm sitting here with my coffee and I finally finished this page. I started it last night and I actually pulled out some papers that I received in a swap with Jamie, who is Poet Spice. And that paper that's on the page, that beautiful metallic, those paints are just gorgeous. That's from Jamie. And we did a jelly plate swap. So mono printing, whatever you want to call it, swap. And she had sent that to me along with all of her jelly plated prints, which I've used and I continue to use them. This right here, that blue like flower stencil, is also from Jamie. And the papers that I already have on the page with the letter, with the handwriting on them, that was actually from another swap, a different swap with someone else. But I'm just, taking off the excess paper around this gorgeous flower. And I will collage it down. And I really am enjoying working in this particular journal. It's a very inexpensive journal from Michaels that Michaels used to have. So it has black paper in it. And I really enjoy working on black paper. But this particular page that I'm working on had something else on it. It was a page that I had never finished and I didn't like it. So I covered it up with that paper from Jamie. And this Loving Life is tape that I got from Tuesday morning the other day. And this piece of washi on the bottom here is from a piece of Happy Mail from someone. When I get Happy Mail, I definitely take off any washi that's on there. And if they have stamped any images or drawn anything, or if they even jelly plate their envelopes, I keep all this stuff. Even the actual postage stamp I keep because I like to use these things. This flower came from a swap from Crazy Island Family and it kind of fell right there. And I'm like, okay, that is the perfect spot for it since it's where it fell. I don't let things like that upset me. And as we go along, you're going to notice something that I really did wrong, but I did catch it. I finally caught it after the page was done, but you'll see. I'm not going to tell you. So I definitely gave that a bit of a dry right there. And now I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling. This is a Heidi Swap paste. And the color of it was just perfect. It like matched that flower, the crocheted flower, as well as that jelly plated flower. And the stencil I'm using, as you can tell, it's one of my favorites, and it was made by Tammy, who is Housewares on Etsy, Howsewears. And I'm going to try to use up as much of that paste as I can so I don't waste it. And I'm just going to take out that backing. So I put something under the page that I'm working on just to protect the pages underneath it. So I hit it with the heat tool, and you know what? I needed another pop of color. So I picked out this Distress paint, and it's a beautiful like plum color. And it was just perfect for this page. It just gave, a little pop of color. It wasn't monochromatic before, but there was a lot of the same color. And this color is actually a little bit on that paper that Jamie had sent to me that I had put down on the page and covered the page. So now I want to write something on there. I'm just checking to make sure that the paint is dry. And I was going to write with this color Pitt pen, but then I figured, you know what, it's not going to show up on that paint because it's kind of like the same color. So I pulled out my black Pitt pen, and this is the big brush Pitt pen. And, when I do things like this, I tend to just write. I just write in my regular handwriting, It's nothing fancy. I'm not, great at hand lettering. But you will see I definitely come back just to clean it up just a little bit. So I wrote on here, loving life because God has blessed me abundantly. So I wanted to make those letters a little bit bolder, and I did with this thinner black Pitt pen. And I'm just showing you, like at the ends of the letters, I prolonged the letters a little bit and just made them a little bit fancier, as well as making the letters bolder. Again, just so that they are a bit prominent. And I pulled in the word amen, and I did the same thing with that. Now this loving life up top, I took that narrow Pitt pen and went over, and I didn't like it. So now I'm taking the thicker black Pitt pen, and I'm going to go over it because I want to get it to where I like it. I kind of, I guess, messed it up. And then I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I don't really like the red. A little bit of the red was fine, but I didn't want so much red there. And then this I liked. I liked this. And I took this dark chrome yellow pen and I put not so much a shadow, but kind of like a shading around the letters, just to help make them even more prominent on the page, and I thought that that worked quite well. So I wonder, have any of you noticed at this point what I did wrong? I'm not saying yet. You will see soon. So I have my white Posca paint pen, and sorry, I was out of screen there. And all I did was put some white dots around the page. And I had this heart sitting on my table, and I'm like, oh, it'll look perfect there. So I got that down onto the page, easy peasy. Now, okay, that letter D should be a T, abundantly. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like done with the page, and and it took me like a day to figure out that that word was spelled wrong, okay? Well, maybe not a whole day, a half a day. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to fix this. And so I figured I would do it with all of you, and I just used my white paint pen to get rid of that, that circle where the D was, and taking the yellow chrome and highlighting around the T. So abundantly. Now it's spelled right, and I think it was A-okay. And the last pieces, the last finishing touches I put on here was that scalloped border. I do like putting borders around my pages, and then I just put like a little dark thick line in each one. They're not quite dots, but they're not, like they're kind of like little lines. And this is the finished page, and I was very happy with it. And here comes some photos to show you. And I hope that you enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. And let me know if you have any questions, and please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And I hope you all have a blessed week and a blessed rest of your day. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.